Alright guys, welcome back. I'm going to give you a quick Bitcoin update for Monday as we approach the beginning of this new week. So, obviously, you guys know if you're following the channel, last week we made over $100,000 shorting Bitcoin. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. We locked in $36,000 in profit on this trading account. You can see that trade is up 436%. And on the other trading account, not this one. Okay, so I've got two trading accounts open right now, this one and this one. And then on my other trading account, you guys obviously know we made $60,000 on the other short position. So, okay, last week we shorted, we made $100,000. This week, am I going to continue to short? Well, like I told everyone in my Telegram, I told everyone I recommend you hold a short down to 26K. Okay? The thing is, okay, I have a lot of pressure where I gotta like collect profits in the Telegram and stuff, and so I just locked in the profits, and we secured it for myself. And I told everyone, look, if you're on your own and you don't have the pressure of 400 plus members, depending on the trade, I would hold a trade down to 26K, right? That's what I told everyone here in the Telegram. So now that I've given up my short, right, like I have it here to show you the percentage and show you the profit, but like I don't actually have the meat of my position now, right? And so now I've gave up my short positioning. So what I'm actually going to be doing as a trader, I'm going to be looking for longs, okay? Because I gave up my short, right? Once again, we shorted the top, okay, in Bitcoin right here last week. I called that dump. I gave the analysis on YouTube. So we shorted it literally here at $39,900. One of the best trades ever. And so because I gave up this entry, right, think about it. My entry was up here, meaning Bitcoin could bounce up to here and I would still be in profit. Bitcoin could bounce up to here and I'd still be in profit. And it could still go lower and I could still make a lot more money, right? But I gave up my positioning, right? I gave up my entry. And so that's not the plan anymore. Now I have to think, okay, where do I get the best bang for my buck at this point? And when we are, selling off this hard at this point, right? We're down from 40,000 where I called the top down to 33,000. Well, it doesn't really make sense to short now, even if I think price is going down to 26K, right? Because, my target obviously on Bitcoin is 26K. But here's the thing about that, right, is it's already dropped 7,000 points. So if I'm going to try to short right here at 33,000, it can bounce up to 36,000 before heading down to 26,000. And that's going to mean I'm going to get absolutely wrecked, okay, if I try to short at 33K and it bounces to 36K. That's why I'm looking to long Bitcoin this week for short-term trades, okay? Obviously, this was the position to hold here. This short position that made over $100,000, that was the position to hold down to 26K, but I closed it, and so now I can't even think about shorting because there's too much risk to short down here, and the time where there was no risk to short was right here, okay, because you could have put a tight stop loss right there, whereas right now, you can't put a tight stop loss because objectively Bitcoin can bounce to 36, 37K before heading lower, right? So there is no opportunity to set a tight stop loss here, and that's why I'm going to be looking to long and buy the dip in Bitcoin this week for short-term trades. I do overall still think we're heading down to 26K, and so if you're gonna if you want to see where I'm looking to buy the dip, I'm about to show you right now. Okay, so I think, okay, if you go on a 15-minute time frame chart, I'm looking to buy the dip around $33,000. Okay, right here. So right now we just longed this little dip. It was just a quick little scalp. I made about $1,000 and I just got out because I don't trust this bounce. I think this bounce will come back lower one more time, and then that's actually where we could push, right? And so think about it. Just because I think price is going to go to 26,000, right? Imagine this is what idiots do who are trying to short the market. Okay, and they don't do it like we do it at Crash Trading. So imagine you try to short it, okay, right here, 33,700, because you hear me say, oh, I think Bitcoin's going down to $26,000, right? So $26,000, all right, that's where you think it's going to go. I'm probably going to be right as usual, right? But here's the thing, right? Once again, what's your risk? Well, Bitcoin can bounce up to 35, 36, 37,000, so your risk is massive, okay? So look at your risk. You have 10% risk, all right? That is not a fair trade if you're playing on higher leverage, okay? Because this means on 10%, a 10% move to the upside on 10x leverage, you're going to get your ass liquidated and you're going to lose all your money. That's not favorable, okay? So you can see how you have such massive risk if you're shorting, okay, in this setup, right? What the average guy does is he tries to short the market because he hears that Alex Crashes Clay said we're going down to 26K, which we will eventually with time, I believe, right? So the smart trader, okay, what a real deal who knows what he's doing does is you try to long it. Why? Because look what you can do. Even though we're aware that price can go down to 26K, we're going to try to long it right here at 33K, set a stop loss at 32,600, and then look at this, okay? Look how favorable that is, right? I can risk 1% risk instead of 10% as a short seller, and I can gain 10%, right? On a bounce to 37K, right? I don't know if we'll get it all the way up to 37K. I mean, that's kind of a long way to go, but you know, you can just see how you can shift the odds in your favor, or not even the odds, but the risk to reward in your favor by actually buying the dip, okay? And so that's what a lot of people don't realize. They hear me say Bitcoin's going down to 26K. They don't realize that doesn't mean you want to short the damn lows. Okay, shorting the lows is how you get wrecked. You got to short the bounces like what we did last week when we shorted the absolute top. Okay, guys, this was crazy. I drew this last week. I mean, you can just see my drawing right at the top. Look at this. Okay, when we were all the way up here, I had this drawing in advance, right? So we short the bounces. Because when we short the bounces, we have zero risk almost, okay? But we do not short the lows. We do not short the dumps. That's how you get absolutely wrecked, okay? And so at this point, as a short-term trader, I would be looking to buy the dip. Why? Only because I can minimize my risk while maximizing my reward potential. And that's how, even if the market collapses, you're not going to lose a lot of money buying the dip right now if you play it smart. Whereas if you try to short the market and the market goes up, it's very hard to limit your risk because the market is just sold off a lot. It can bounce 2,000, 3,000 points easily, right? So that's why I would be looking to buy the dip right here at 33,000 this week with a stop loss below that. One thing a lot of people don't understand is it is okay to lose when you're trading, okay, because it's about this risk to reward. Think about it. This is a 7-to-1 ratio, meaning I can lose this 7 times. But if it works one time, I make up all 7 of those losses by winning one time. Okay, that's what a lot of people don't realize. And that's why I can lose 6 trades in a row, although I never lose 6 trades in a row because I'm way too good to do that. But in theory, I could lose 6 trades in a row and still make more money by just winning 1 out of 7 trades. And that's because I'm disciplined and because I wait for the best opportunities. This is a fantastic opportunity. Buying the dip at 33K if we can dip down there with a stop loss somewhere below that level, I see a lot of potential in that dip buy as a short-term trade. Not a long-term trade, as a short-term trade, okay? So that's where I'm looking to long this week, all right? But where would I be looking to short this week is a bounce up to 36,600-ish, okay? This is the first area I'd be looking to bounce. After that, if we could get above that, I'd be also looking to short here at around 38,800. Okay, so let's do a couple of price labels so you can see where I'd be looking to short, right? So once again, it's all about putting yourself in a favorable position where you can limit your risk. So for example, if I short here 36,400, I can actually limit my risk because I know this is a level that we should respect. And so I know that, hey, if we don't respect that level, let me stop myself out and let me take the small loss, okay? But risk to reward is very favorable, right? So once again, I can short it right here at 36,400, and I can stop myself out if we do not respect this level, right? So I can cut down my risk to, you know, for example, 1.4%, where then now we're in the business that we want to be playing, right? This is the business we're talking about right here. Okay, this is what we want, right? These are the short setups you live for. Okay, so a drop down to 26K off that, right? Here's where I can risk 1.4% to gain 28%. That is a short setup I'd be looking at. Whereas once again, if you try to short right now, okay, well, where's the next resistance that price should respect? Well, you short now, price can go up 8%, okay, before the trade would be invalidated. And so that you're just risking way too much, okay? So where would I look to long? I'd be looking to long around 33,000, okay? Where would I be shorting? I'll be looking to short at 36,416, stop loss above there somewhere. And if we can actually, right, so here's the thing, right? Remember with this setup, okay, 1.4% risk, okay, this is 19 ratio, meaning you can lose this trade 19 times, and if it works out one time, you made money, like, or you're break even at the very least, okay? And so that's what you got to realize. You can lose so many times, and that's the thing, is I don't lose much. So when you combine this objective analysis with the fact that you're right 80% of the time, it's very hard to lose money. And that's what we do like every single week in Crash Alerts, okay, in my Telegram channels. I put these setups where, you know, you're not going to lose money when you take multiple of these trades, when you're in it for the marathon, not for the sprint, trying to get rich quick and make $1 million in one trade necessarily, right? So this is where I'd be looking to short. This is where I look to buy the dip. And then the next point I'd be looking to short is up here at 38,600 if we got there. Highly, highly doubt it. But, you know, once again, another very favorable situation. And so all I'm doing, right, the week hasn't even started, but I'm laying out mouse traps, right? So I have a long, right, a buy the dip mouse trap right here. Okay, I have a short the bounce mouse trap right here. I have a short the bounce mouse trap right here as well, right? And so these are my 3 mouse traps for the week. I'd look to buy the dip here at 33K, stop loss in place. I'd look to short right here, stop loss in place. I look to short right here, stop loss in place. And I guarantee you, if I can just wait for these setups to trigger, I would make a lot of money this week. Okay, now obviously the week hasn't started. We haven't reached those setups. Okay, but once again, you're setting a mouse trap so that if the mouse, aka price, gets in there, you got them, right? And so these are the 3 mouse traps I've laid out for this week. If you're a day trader or watching the market, and ultimately, right, we know the bigger picture, right? We know the probabilities are extremely high. We're going down to 26K, right? I've been saying this for months. Finally, people believe me because we're down here almost, right? And so the reason I'm so confident we will head down to 26K, okay, is like I've told you guys 4 months now, and I know a lot of you know I sound like a broken record, right? But this is the most bearish chart pattern we've ever seen in the history of the markets, and people don't even realize that. They say, but everyone's bearish, therefore I'm bullish. Well, you guys are fucking idiots, okay? This is a double top right here. This is a head and shoulders right here. This is a bear flag breakdown right here. And this is a double top within the head of the head and shoulders. Guys, we've never seen a more bearish chart, and people will get wrecked. That's just the inevitable fact and truth of the matter. Every cycle, people get wrecked. Okay, I'm thankful that here at Crash Trading, we are not those people that get wrecked because we actually know what we're doing here. That's why we have over 400 members thriving, bringing in massive profits. That's how we made over $100,000 just last week shorting Bitcoin. Not to mention 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we made $70,000 shorting Bitcoin, okay? And that was actually, once again, when we shorted the top in Bitcoin, where? Right here, okay? You can go back and watch that video on the channel. We were up $100,000 on this trade. It dropped, it bounced. I let the pressure get to me. We closed out with only a $50,000 profit. But we got redemption. We got a second shot. We shorted the top right here. And this time, we collected $100,000 in profit. Both of those videos are on the channel. You can see those trades in real time there. And guys, that is your update for the week. So meanwhile, everyone tries to cope and say it's the bottom because, well, everyone's bearish, therefore I'm bullish. Well, they're all going to get wrecked. They have no idea what they're talking about. And once again, there's the people who get wrecked every bear market, and there's the people who are profiting during those bear markets. And the people that profit in the bear market, they're very few. You know, you don't see many people making $100,000 in one day shorting the market. Okay, but that's what we do here at Crash Trading. If you're interested, click the first link down below this video to join Crash Alerts. Guys, it's Sunday, and we already made around $10,000 today. Okay, I made around $950 on this buy the dip setup, and I also bought the dip earlier today in Bitcoin, and you can see I made around $8,000. So correct me there, I actually made $9,000 buying the dip today on the alerts I sent out to our members. You can see my alerts right here. Buy the dip in Bitcoin. Entry 1, entry 2, entry 3, stop loss, right? And then you can see I take the profit, and that's how we made $9,000, right? The market is literally collapsing, and I bought the dip twice, and I made $9,000. How do you do that? It's about entering at the right time and entering when you have very small risk and good upside. That's all it is. Like, look at this. We've only seen red candles. Look at the daily chart. Look at this. How did I make money? How did I make $9,000, guys? Okay? Like, look at this. I kid you not. Remember, I told everyone, buy the dip, and you can see this. I'm not BSing you. Literally made $900 here and $8,000 here. And look at this. The market is collapsing. How do you do that, guys? It's through reading charts and being able to trade, okay, these intraday moves and being correct on them and being precise and knowing, okay, if I lose, how much am I going to lose? If I win, how much am I going to gain? Okay, and understanding, hey, if I do this 20 times, I'm going to make a lot of money. But the thing is, 99.9% of people don't know how to identify these opportunities and these setups where they are in a massively favorable position, okay? And so, for example, if you buy Bitcoin right now, right, for your long-term account, overall, it's favorable, right? Because, you know, what's your risk, right? Well, your risk is, let's say, worst case scenario, Bitcoin dropped down to like $18,000. Okay, well, your risk is 50%, 46%. Okay, and this is why investors win. Because although you have massive risk, right, 46%, massive risk, okay, in the long term, your upside is massive, right? And this is why investors win, right? Is because their upside is always greater than their downside, you know, if you're buying the dip in something like Bitcoin, right? But the problem is day traders who trade on a short-term basis, okay, you know, this is one setup, right? Okay, I buy the dip here, 33K like an idiot, and now we're down to 18K, and I'm losing my ass. I'm down 44%, right? But here's the thing: that's a setup, and that's a plan, and that's long term, and the investor sticks to it. The thing about traders is they can't stick to a plan like this, and so although this may be a disgusting drawdown, okay, the investor sticks to the plan, and the investor still has overall a favorable plan. Where, yes, they're risking a lot of money, but it's to make a lot of money as well, right? That's why investors win and traders lose. Only the best traders can make it work, okay? And that's because daily when you're trading in and out and you see all these setups, a lot of times people don't keep track of, hey, am I putting myself in a favorable position or am I over trading? Am I trying to make money too fast? Am I getting complacent? Am I getting stubborn? You know, there's so many emotions that come involved when you take 100 trades compared to when you just take one trade. And one trade is hard enough already, right? As an investor, if you have to sit down through 40%, that's painful. Okay. Now, if you do that 100 times, right, on 100 different little trades, it can really avalanche and snowball into some massive, massive losses. And that's why trading is not easy. And that is why most people should not do it. Okay, so guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's videos. Those are my 3 mouse traps. The long-term view does not change, but from a short-term perspective, that's what we got right there, right? Buying the dip here, looking to short here, looking to short here. And what a lot of people don't realize, it's okay to lose money when you make so much more when you're right. For example, the last 3 weeks in crash alerts, we've made over $170,000 in profit. Okay, and so what people don't realize is I can literally lose $3,000 50 times in a row, and I'll still be majorly in profit for the last 3 weeks. And that's not even including the 12 weeks of crash alerts before that. Okay, so you don't understand. This is what I teach, and this is what I try to explain to people, and this is what, even in my before you join video for crash alerts, I explain the principle. You have to build your surplus while not increasing your risk to the market. Okay, while not trying to increase your position size, while not trying to, right, most people try to scale their account. So for example, if you take your account from 10K to 50K, that's a 500% gain on your account. But all it takes is a 50% loss, okay? Or no. So it only takes an 80% loss to get you back down from 50K to 10K, yet it takes 500% to get from 10K to 50K, right? And so it's asymmetric, right? There's an asymmetric thing going on here where it takes so much to grow your account, okay, in percentages, yet it takes so little to lose your account, okay? And so people don't realize that, so they fight this uphill battle, and they try to scale their account, they try to scale and get bigger positions, and they try to grow their account from $10,000 to $1 million, when really you should probably trade with $10,000 every single time, build your surplus, and that's how you actually stay in the game and trade really, really profitably. Now, I have methods to scale and to get people to be able to take their account from 10K to 100K, for example, right? And I'm actually going to be teaching that in my risk management course, which is coming up very soon. So if you're interested, stay tuned, all right? And I'll have that course out soon for everyone, okay? But, you know, this is the biggest trap I see traders fall into, and it really sucks. People always try to scale up, and they always blow up when they do that, and I have the solution for it. So, guys, that's what you're looking out for today. Literally, let's say I lost $3,000 on every one of these setups. So let's say I try to buy the dip here, lose $3,000. Try to short here, lose $3,000. Try to short here, lose $3,000. Like, that's $9,000, okay? But what if even one of these hits, guys? Okay, we're making $10,000, $20,000 plus, all right? And that is what it's all about, okay? So hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully this video was, you know, educating for a lot of you. And hopefully, you know, I just helped you out with this video, guys. If I did, drop a like on this video. Make sure you are subscribed. If you're not following me on Twitter, link down below to follow me on Twitter. And if you want to join Crash Alerts, I think our payment processor is actually down right now. So I don't think you're going to be able to join Crash Alerts. So that's why you should follow me on Twitter. I will keep you up to date once the Telegram bot is back up and running and we can accept members again. You don't want to miss out, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.